The total number of species on Earth that have been scientifically described and catalogued are 2.16 million species, from a total number of species of 8.7 million species not yet described and catalogued. Would this mean that Noah's Ark carried and saved from extinction something like 2.16 million animal species of a male and a female of every species of animals, or over 4 million individual animals on Noah's Ark? No. Not 2.16 million species of animals in pairs of a male and a female, but a small percentage of that 2.16 million species of animals. On Noah's Ark, there was a pair of a male and a female of a specific category of animals. Genesis chapter 6, KJV, verse 19. And of every living thing, of all flesh, 2 of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark, to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female. What animals were on the ark? Genesis chapter 6, KJV, verse 20. Of fowls after their kind, and of cattle after their kind, of every creeping thing of the earth after his kind. 2 of every sort shall come unto thee, to keep them alive. Genesis chapter 7, KJV, verse 2. Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens, the male and his female, and of beasts that are not clean, by 2, the male and his female. Verse 3. Of fowls also of the air by sevens, the male and the female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth. Verse 8. Of clean beasts, and of beasts that are not clean, and of fowls, and of everything that creepeth upon the earth. Verse 14. They and every beast after his kind, and all the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth after his kind, and every fowl after his kind, every bird of every sort. What are these animals? They go under the name of vertebrates, or animals with a backbone, and they are classified into 5 major groups: mammals, reptiles, amphibians, birds, and fish. What was not on Noah's Ark, and is not in these verses, are the invertebrates: crustaceans, arachnids, mollusca, insects, and other invertebrates. The vertebrates were the animals on Noah's Ark, and are the animals in these verses, and they make only 5% of all animal species on Earth. But that 5% includes all fish species, which were not on Noah's Ark, and in these verses. Fish are 50% of vertebrates, and now we have only 2.5% of all animals vertebrate species that were on Noah's Ark and are in these verses. The invertebrates were not on Noah's Ark and are not in these verses, and they make 95% of animal species on Earth. Insects alone are 80% of the invertebrates, of that 95% of invertebrate animal species, and there are also another 2 or 3% of other kinds of invertebrates, and not of those invertebrates of this classification. Add also that 90% of ocean life still remains unknown, and at least another million species of insects yet to be discovered. And this is why that though there are over 2 million animal species that are described and catalogued, there is at least another 6 million yet to be discovered. But they are all invertebrates, and invertebrates were not on Noah's Ark, and are not in these verses in Genesis chapter 6 and 7. How many vertebrate animal species are there on Earth? There are 62,000 species of animal vertebrates, but with 50% being fish species, and fish species were not on Noah's Ark and not among the animals of these verses, we have 31,000 vertebrate species of a male and a female of each species on Noah's Ark. Could this ship contain 31,000 species of a male and a female of vertebrate of every species, or 62,000 individual animals? In my previous episode, by revealing what are those measures of Noah's Ark in Genesis chapter 6 verse 15, not of the ship in its entire structure, but that of an area of the ship specifically designed to carry animals, with the ship almost twice the size from those measures in verse 15. Instead of the 25,000 species of a male and a female of every species, or 50,000 individual animals, as what was previously believed of those measures referring to in verse 15, which would also include storage space. Now, with the correct understanding of those measures in verse 15, being the measures of space for animal space alone, which makes about half the ship, storage space for animal feed was the other half of the ship, and reason for why the ship is almost twice in measures from those measures we read in Genesis chapter 6 verse 15. This would mean that the ship could have carried up to twice that 25,000 species of animals, of a male and a female of every species, up to twice the number of animal species of vertebrates, would mean also species of animals that went extinct in the course of thousands of years and were on Noah's Ark before becoming extinct. Thank you.